Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another TPM Tactical video. Today's video is going to cover off on how to create your own patches using the RHS patches as a template. But before we jump right in, if you are enjoying these videos, please hit that like and subscribe. If there's a particular tutorial that you would like to see on this channel, please leave it in the comments below, and or a guide on something in particular, feature or a weapon item. Leave it in the comments below. Okay, so in front of us we can see I have Photoshop open and I have this template. So this image is just one generated off AI or by AI. So nothing fancy, just generated for our Bravo squad. This template here is 1024 by 1024 pixels. So I can show you later why I've chosen that size. And so I'm not going to go into a tutorial on how to use Photoshop or GIMP or whatever you've got. But once you've done it, you've set it up, you want to export it. And once it's exported, obviously it's gone into a location on your computer. These are all the different ones I have here. So BS being the Blackstone Security, and the CS is my Cossack Security Forces, which are my US PMC and then my Russian PMC themed for my conflict scenarios. Okay, so once you've exported, you want to launch the Arma Reforger workshop, not the workshop, Reforger tool, sorry. Move that out of the way. So TT Patches is my mod that I'm working on my project. So you are going to need RHS as a dependency. I'm not going to show you how to add that in this tutorial. There's a couple other videos out on that, and I'm pretty sure I've got a video on that as well. So once you have RHS in there as your dependency, we're good to go. Okay, so what I'm looking for is I'm trying to reflect what RHS have done with their folder structure, which is pretty much going to be nearly exactly the same, if not the same as what BI have done. So what we're looking for in here, let me just expand this so I remember where everything is I want to create this folder structure here. So assets, character, patches, data. Now, this is not required, this particular folder structure for where you're going to put this information. However, it's a good idea to work with the same principle that what BI are using. Okay, so once we're here in this data folder is where I'm chucking all my patches, or the JPEG that I'm going to import. If we expand RHS's structure, you'll see theirs as well. What I'm looking for, assets, characters, patches, data. So this is where all their data sits for their patches. So the first thing we want to do is we want to, in your own structure within your project, you want to drag in your exported template, so your JPEG. So I'm bringing in this Bravo one since I don't have it actually in here at the moment. So all I'm doing is clicking and dragging it into my data folder and letting go. And then it's going to come up with this script authorization required. Feel free to research that, but otherwise you click yes to all and it's going to import. So let's refresh that and locate that. CS Bravo, here we are. So there it is there. Part of that script that you just approved to run a second ago is to create this EDDS folder correction file, as you can see here. So once this is created, what we want to do is improve the quality slightly. So we're going down into the import settings down the bottom right. Just going to make sure, yep, sweet, definitely have the mouse icon on so you can see where I'm moving my mouse to. So down here at the bottom right, go to the import settings. Once you've clicked on here, go to the format compress, change this to best, and then go down to color space and change that to sRGB. Once you've done that, click the re-import resource. And you can see down here, it's successfully re-imported. So it's just improving the quality. I learned that a long time ago from Blackheart6. Highly recommend to check his YouTube channel out if you are into the scenario framework and creating your own missions. Really good information. Okay, so let me close that. So now we have the cs_bravo.edds in the better quality import. Okay, so now we're going to jump back up to here in the RHS structure. So going into RHS, assets, characters, patches, and then data. So what we're looking for is I'm going to be utilizing the US patch. So if I double click on this is an EMAT. So this is where basically we're going to be dragging our EDDS file into in this BCR map to replace the US flag. So what you want to do here is right click and go to duplicate to patches. Duplicate to TT patches being the name of my project. I'm not going to do it in this case because I've already got that created. So once you've clicked duplicate, it appears in here. You can name it what you want. I've just named it one_template.emat. So double click on that, here it is. So what I'm going to do now is this BCR map location here at the top right. I'm going to drag my CS_Bravo EDDS file straight up into here and let go. Boom, straight in there. There's my patch that I've made. Actually, hold on one second. I'm just going to change that. This is my template that I want to use. So I'm just going to duplicate. I'm going to call this CS_Bravo and I'll make it to its own emat. So there it is. Let me close that one down so I don't get confused. Okay, so I've opened up the CS_Bravo.emat and now I'm going to drag my CS_Bravo.edds file up into the top right here to the BCR map. There we go. So there's my patch now on my in my emat. So Control S just to save that. Okay, so that's part of the way done. Now what we need to do is the patch to actually make the patch prefab. Okay, so if I reduce this in RHS status quo's folder structure, we're looking for prefabs, items, where is it there? Equipment, patches. So here's all the different patches. The one we're going to be utilizing is the patch_US_flag. So that's it here. So this goes onto the, like your chest rigs onto the Valkyrie on the front or the back of your helmets. I think you need the smaller ones like these ones here to go onto your clothing on your like left and right shoulder. Okay, so what we've got here is your patch_US_flag. I'm just going to right click on it and again I'm going to duplicate. I'm not going to again do it in this case because I've already got one created, which is this here. I've named it one_template. So I'm going to duplicate this template and I'm going to call it CS_Bravo. Double click on that and here it is now. So up the top right hand corner, I'm going to go edit prefab. That will open up this world editor where I can, and then the prefab editor mode where I can now edit this prefab. Whoop. Gone way too far. The same controls work as in the normal world editor. So if you know those controls, you can use those same controls in here. So up the top right hand corner, the first thing we're going to is this mesh object. So we don't need to change this. We're going to keep this as the same. This is the XOB file that RHS have created, but this material is here, the patch US flag. So what we're going to do is locate our emat that we just generated a minute ago. What was that? Assets, what do you call it? Characters, patches, data. Scrolling down to CS_Bravo. Here it is. And now I'm just going to click on that emat and drag it in here. Control S to save that sucker. And now we're moving down to the base loadout cloth component. Once we're in here, we're looking for this worn model and item model. If for some reason you don't have this other little box below, just click the plus and it'll add it in. So let me just undo that. So worn model, really should, what am I doing? Cancel. Plus, there we go. Okay, so what I want to do now is locate my CS_Bravo .emat, clicking and dragging that in here, and clicking and dragging that in here. So there you go. As you can see, there's my patch now, sitting on the replacement for the US flag. So once I've done that now, I'm just going to Control S to save that and close that. It's still over here, CS_Bravo. It hasn't refreshed, so I'm just going to hit F5, and there we go. So there's my patch. If I wanted to test this patch to see what it looks like in game, what I'm going to do is I've made a config, not a config, overridden a config in here. So the RHS MSV or USMC. So MSV_inventory items is the config I've overridden. So how you do that is go into RHS status quo, configs, where are we? Entity catalogs, RHS MSV. I've right clicked on the MSV_inventory items.config. And I've gone to override. It's not there, but it's going to override in this particular instance. And therefore it's appeared down here now. So I'm just going to open up my msv_inventory_items.config, which is what I've overridden from RHS into my project. So patches come under equipment. So if we scroll down here, you can see there's a CS_alpha1 here. One I was testing and playing with earlier. So just at the top here, I'm going to hit the plus, select the SCR_entity catalog entry, scroll down to the bottom. It says no prefab. That's fine. I'm going to expand that. I'm just going to locate the patch that I've made. Where is it? CS_bravo. Drag that in. Just below it in the submenu, under the entity data list, I'm going to hit the plus on the right hand side and go to arsenal item. I'm going to expand the arsenal data and item type. I'm just going to change this to equipment. There it is. I don't want it costing anything, so 0. Now I'm just going to hit Control S to save that. That will now be within my RHS AFRF arsenal at the very end of the equipment, but before the backpacks, theoretically, if I've done it all right. Okay, so let's just close these down. I'm going to go into the world editor. I'm just going to load up one of the RHS status quo game master modes. Okay, I'm just going to hit play. It's got everything I need. This is purely just to test out and see the patch in game. Okay, so all I'm after AFRF. I want a system because I want the arsenal. Here it is. I'm just going to right click and create a player. Again, I want AFRF. I want someone who's already going to have a vest that I want to put this on. I'll say one of these guys. Hit play. Okay, so you can see my character there. Just gonna take that out so it's not there to interfere with anything. Open up my arsenal. It's gonna move through to find the equipment, and my patch should theoretically be at the end of it. So here we are, patches. I really should have named them. I'll show you in a second. It's got patch, Velcro patch. I'll rename those shortly. But here it is here. So I'm just going to click and drag it. And as you can see, it's appeared on my vest. Let's have a look in game. Let's go into armor vision. And there you go. So there's my Bravo squad patch sitting nicely on the RHS vest. So hopefully that helps a few people along. Actually, before I end this video, sorry, I was just going to go in and show you how to change that information that I completely forgot. So cs_bravo.et, just going to double click on that and go into edit prefab. So I'm locating, where is it? It's the UI information. Here we are. So inventory item component name. We'll call this CS Bravo Squad Patch. Description patch for the CS Bravo Squad. Control S, so I've saved that. I'm just going to go back into the world editor to show you that it's reflected in game. Here we go. It's going to load up the same mission I was in a second ago. Hitting play. Actually, there was one other thing I forgot to show you, was why I chose the 1024 by 1024 size. I'll do that after this. So AFRF, system, arsenal, create my player, I want an AFRF character. This guy looks good. Actually, probably didn't matter which guy I chose because I'm just going to show you the information that I changed. Where was it? Here. So you can see now it says, it still says Velcro patch below, but the CS Bravo squad patch. What does it say? It can be attached to Velcro. What do the other ones say, just out of curiosity? Oh, it's got a lot more information there. Can be attached to Velcro. So there's a couple of different patches obviously have a different setup. So these ones here go onto the chest, but I don't think they can go onto the shoulders. Hold on, look at this. So you got to make sure you're getting the right patch for the right situation. Yeah, see these ones don't go onto the shoulders. You got to have a particular type of patch. So it looks like the ones that say can be attached to the Velcro go onto the Velcro on the chest. Actually, no, that says Velcro, but it might be a size thing. Either way, I've got to look into that a bit further. Just test and adjust and see how you go. If you find out, leave it in the comments below. Okay, so we're jumping back in here to show you the reason why I chose the 1024 by 1024. So if you locate the original, where are we? The data. So this original template here, and now this information here. So this EDDS file, if I hit the magnifying glass to locate it, if I double click on it, this is where I got that information from. So the size, you can see at the top right hand corner here. So the width 1024 and then the height's 1024. So that's the same information I used to create this size. And then I just tested and adjusted until I had it lined up to where I wanted it to have it lined up to reflect this type of patch to be utilized in game. So yeah, hopefully that helps the community out. Again, if you do have any questions, queries, leave it in the comments below. If you'd like to see a particular tutorial or a how-to guide on a particular feature, whether it's RHS or something else, please leave it in the comments below. I do have a heap of other videos in the works. Just take some time. But hit that like and subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. Cheers. Have a good one.